Hi, my name is Michael. I'm AKA Angel. I'm from Kensington. I wasn't born and raised here. I was born in Camden, New Jersey. And I've been here for like the last 15 years or so. Gambling with these addicts and dealers and friends and family members. But it's pretty live out here. You know, it's surreal. You know, you just gotta make the best of it. Well, as a kid, I was put into like foster care and taken away from my mom when I was a kid, and my aunts actually took me in, and I was raised by white women. So I was always like teased in school and stuff by other minorities, and you know, also the white children, they would make fun of me, like, why do you have a white mom, and you know, why do you look different? So I had to struggle with that, let alone struggle with my sexuality and struggle with how I dressed when I came to school because I didn't have the best attire. I went through a lot. I ended up moving to Camden, and that was my stomping ground. I learned how to sell drugs, how to sell sex, how to basically make ends meet. You know, not being able to have a job. You know, Camden's one of the poorest states in the United States, so it's really hard to make a come up if you don't have certifications or a degree or someone to help you out, you know what I mean? So I ended up moving to Abington with my sister's father in Willow Grove, and he took me in and he helped me out. He kind of showed me the ethics of working and having a full-time job, and you know, how to save money, and things started to happen, you know, good things started to happen for me. And then I got into a car accident and I started using Percocets, and the Percocets led into like bigger addictions like marijuana, heroin, cocaine, crime, all types of things, like just to get by and get high. So kind of ruined my life. So pretty much I moved to Douglasville, Pennsylvania, which is near Pottstown, Pennsylvania, and just to get away from like the city life, and I couldn't really take it out there. It was too quiet. Didn't have a social life. I worked every day, and it just became depressing. So I started using drugs again, and I overdosed. My family eventually got tired of me and put me out, and I wasn't allowed to come back home. So then I ended up here in Kensington, and I've kind of formulated a friendship with the other homeless people here, and they became my family, you know, my friends, my daily socialite, and that's where I'm at now, trying to get, you know, my life back in order to get into like housing, and you know, try to use the resources that are given so I can get out of here.
What happened to your dad?
My dad actually passed away last year from smoking crack. He had a heart attack, a massive heart attack in bed. He actually just landed a really good job, bought a nice house in Ocean City, New Jersey, and 3 months later he passed away.
Jeez.
So it's like a series of unfortunate events, you know what I mean? So you just gotta, like, you know, try to seek help and stay away from, you know, certain drugs and people, you know, statistics. Our culture today is shows kids, you know, that that drugs are good. So the drugs today and, the violence today, the guns and, what goes on in the hood today suppresses our teenagers and our young students, because they're young students, you know what I mean? It takes a village to raise a child, so at the end of the day, you gotta, be a bigger person and try to encourage these young youths to try to be better people. That's because without them, who do we have? They're our future.
Do you have kids?
Yeah, I got 2 kids.
How old are your kids?
17 and 4.
And where are they currently?
With their grandmother.
What's the relationship with you and your kids?
Not good right now.
Why?
Just family issues, like with my baby mom and stuff like that. When I got to in elementary school, I knew I was different, and I didn't know exactly what was wrong with me, but I knew that people picked on me because I was different, and I didn't know anything really about sexuality, and and when I got to middle school, I started to have feelings for the same sex, and I started to involve myself with other guys, and it became part of my lifestyle. And then when I was 17, I started getting suicidal because I didn't know. I was told that growing up in religion that it was bad and evil, and I tried to kill myself multiple times actually. So it became kind of a burden in my life and my family's life. For me, that was one of the biggest struggles in my life, was trying to accept myself. So
you do have kids, I mean, you like women also, so you consider yourself bisexual?
Yeah.
All right, it's no judgment,
Yeah.
So let's talk about, what is it like to be you for 24 hours? If I could walk in your shoes from the morning to the night, what are all the things that I'll be doing?
Definitely socializing. A lot of people like to socialize with me, and they want to know where I'm from, and they want to know what I'm involved with, and I help a lot of people out. I try to encourage people to do better in life. I would say I'm a champion for God, but also a champion for myself, because without self-preservation, you have nobody, you know what I mean? You gotta love yourself first. Okay, so I really feel like people need to educate the young kids out here about sobriety more in schools, and how it can affect them in the future and affect their families in the future. Because if I would have known, you know what I mean, how drugs would have affected my life, I would have did things a little differently. So, back in my day, getting high was cool, smoking weed was cool, drinking was cool, and going out on the weekends was cool, but really it was distractions to get me in a bad place in life. So, now that I'm older, I understand these things, and I can have more wisdom to show other people and younger people that it's not the way.
Tell us, how hard do you have to work to get your drugs?
Real hard. We gotta, you gotta work hard. If you wanna make $1, you gotta steal, you gotta do bad things basically to get your drugs, which doesn't feel good, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel good that you have to steal and that you have to sell things that you want to keep, and you lose pride, you lose yourself, you know what I mean? Because these are things that you gain, that you want and that you cherish. Some things, people sell their grandmother's jewelry, their mom's jewelry, their clothing, their sneakers off their feet. It's crazy.
What's the worst thing you've done to support your habit?
sold myself, escorted, prostituted. I did some crazy things.
Well, thank you for being honest about that. What about horror stories? Have anything horrible happened to you since you've been out here, or have you seen it happen to someone else?
Yeah, I got a few horror stories, but most recently, someone had called samples on a block, and these guys came out of nowhere and started beating up this dude, and next thing you know, they shot and killed him for no reason. You know what I mean? So just little things like that, so senseless. You know, you gotta watch. You know, like, we're out here chasing drugs. You know what I mean? We're not out here having fun. You know what I mean? So it's pretty sad. You know.
What all have you lost due to your addiction?
My family, friends, pets, you know, houses, cars.
Yeah. What all jobs have you worked?
I was usually working like restaurant businesses, management. I worked at Cheesecake Factory. I worked at Maya Bella. I worked at like real fancy restaurants. I like to serve. I like to, you know, help people. So that's my strengths.
That's awesome. What do you miss most about being sober?
My family. For the most part, my nieces and nephews.
What is it like being homeless? Where do you sleep and take showers and stuff?
Usually I have to pay somebody to shower. If I don't sleep on the street, I have to pay somewhere for somebody to sleep or get a hotel room, which means I gotta hustle harder and get more money every day. And some days you just can't get things to sell, so that's a struggle. You know, especially with like the crackdowns on boosting and stuff like that. It's hard.
How are you treated out here by the police? What you think about them?
The police. The police treat us like rodents. You know, they treat us like we're not worth anything. They look down on us. They call us names. They talk about us, and it's like we're living in a penitentiary in our own town. You know what I mean? So there's no livelihood to live here. It's just sadness. There's few smells out here, but feces, it could be bodies. You know, there's a lot of people dying, and they burn a lot of bodies close to this area. And also we got a meat factory not too far from here, where I seen that they threw like meat, carcasses from animals and stuff. They just throw them around the neighborhood. It's foul.
What's on your plate today?
Nothing really. I'm gonna go to my friend's house, shower, and hang out for a little bit, and then try to figure out how I'm gonna get drugs. I like to sing. Right now I'm trying to go back in the studio to sing and try to get back with my friends and my social life, because they're doing really good with the music. So they kind of like want me to come back to that lifestyle. So I'm looking forward to it.
Please do, because winter time is coming up. What's your game plan for the winter?
Just trying to get into a shelter and try to stay warm.
Got you. What drugs are you addicted to out here?
Meth and dope.
With the dope, do you snort, smoke, or shoot it?
Smoke it.
How long do your high last?
Like 4 hours.
Tell us, what high do you get when you smoke it? How it make you feel?
Makes you feel tired. It depends. Like if you're if you're going for these, you're probably going to be tired. If not, you're going to be wide awake, and you're going to be like running around trying to get to the next dollar.
How many bags of dope do you use a day, average?
Probably like eight.
So how much would you say you spend on your habit in 24 hours?
At least like $150.
Have you been locked up?
Yes.
How many times?
Twice.
Why did they take you away from your mom?
Because they thought that my dad was abusing us, but it was lies.
Where's your mom?
My mom's still alive. She's still alive. She's doing okay.
Do you have a favorite band or artist you listen to?
Yeah, I like Cardi B, and I like Cardi B.
Do you have any favorite songs from Cardi B?
No, not any favorites, but she's definitely a big influence in America. So you know what I mean. I kind of look up to her because she made the charts and she's still up on the charts. So you know she's obviously doing something right.
What are your short-term goals?
To get out of Kensington, I'm thinking about going to this rehab in California on the 1st, and probably staying there for like a year or something, so I can like get away from this. Because you can't do it here, you just run back to it. So I gotta get away from it.
All the stuff that you have been through in your life, what lessons have you learned from it?
Stay strong, don't look back, and stay focused on who your God is, because God is the only way you're gonna make it through.
And if people want to help you, what help do you need?
I'm trying to help getting a car and starting a business. I like making clothing, and I like to sell things.
If you had 3 wishes, what would your 3 wishes be?
To have my family back in my life, to have my kids and my nieces and nephews, and to have a stable income.
Great. If your friends or your family see this video, what message would you like to send to them?
I'm okay. I'm strong. I stay focused, and I hope you stay focused also. But everyone's life's different, and I chose a lifestyle that eventually will put me on top.
What advice would you give to the teenagers about drugs?
Stay away from drugs. Drugs aren't cool. It only leads to death and destruction. And your families love you. Cherish them, because that's all you're gonna get. And if you don't like it, then drugs don't like you. So stay away from drugs.
There are a lot of people in this world who judge people who struggle with drug addiction. What's your message for the world?
Stay strong. Don't keep looking back in the past, because a lot of people use drugs because of their past, and they're trying to heal open wounds. That's not the way. Try to find a different way to deal with your pain. You know, maybe something creative. You know, music, clothing, art. Use different techniques to relieve your drug addiction.
That's right. I want to tell Andrew thank you so much for his time, for educating us. We definitely learned a lot from him, and we're gonna stay following him down this road and see where it takes him. Hopefully it takes him to all the things that he loves. So Andrew, once again, we appreciate you. We're rooting for you, and be known for your sobriety, not your addiction. And remember, recovery is hard, but regret is harder. And what you're not changing, you're choosing. So choose to live, not just to survive, right, Angel? You're smart, you're talented, and better things is waiting on the other side for you, brother. So join us there, all right? Yeah. AML family, we taking flight. Remember, y'all, don't be bitter, be better. Until next time, we out there. Peace out.